Alright, what do we got?
Glock 23, Liberty ammo, level 3 body armor, sculptor's clay. The effects, we don't know. We'll see.
I do believe you hit him. Pouch that the vest was in is right here. This is a nice little safari land. One thing you notice, here's the entrance hole. This is not an exit. This was what was up against the clay. So basically it blew it out. It could be air bubble, could be also shit, could be magic shockwave. One way or the other, it's fairly ugly. So then once you cut it out, oh, by the way, this is an L3A. Where is it? L3A. Trust me, it's L3A. Alright, once you cut it out, once you cut the vest out of the carrier, or the protector, what you've got is right here, this is the entrance, okay? You end up with, what is it, 20 layers of sewn Kevlar. It went through this, okay? Went through 20 layers of sewn Kevlar. It went through 2 layers of Spectra, okay? And lodged in the third, okay? Spectra Shield Plus. There are a grand total of 24 Spectra Shields sheets. So 24 plus 20, 44 layers. It penetrated 22 of the 44. All right? Modeling clay. Modeling clay is used to measure backside deformation. There's an industry standard. This is not it. This is air dried. The other stuff is oil based, doesn't dry at all. But the density should be about the same. Okay? This is the lovely hole created by the force of the Liberty ammunition hauling ass trying to get to your chest. All right? So, this is 3 inches. 3 inches by 2.5 inches roughly. NIJ allows for 1.7 or 44 millimeter, if I'm remembering right. Right, it's millimeter. And this is 1.04. Right? 1.04. Still, I don't want to get hit with this stuff. Alright. When we recovered the bullet, it was there. One solid piece. Right? It did not fragment. But of course it was captured with Kevlar. Alright, so we've shot the 40 caliber USM ammo, which is the top wound channel. We shot the HST 180 grain, which is the bottom wound channel. So now we'll start doing some results. Alright, so starting with the HST, what it appears to is after an inch of penetration, it starts to expand. By the time it's reached basically 5 inches of penetration, it's fully expanded. It starts spinning roughly just right as it starts to expand. You start expansion at about 1 inch. The pedals start showing a right turn, and they continue on down. Okay, full penetration on this, dealing with 14 inches, roughly 13 and a half, 14 inches. 13 3/4 to 14 inches penetration on the HST. Okay, and the bullet remained intact. I guarantee you, once we take it out, the loss is minimal, if none. Alright, so now dealing with the USM ammo from Liberty, you're looking at, and I'm doing this backwards, you're looking at an inch before it begins its expansion. Its expansion is a little bit different, as you can tell. It tends to explode. The fragmentation on this is pretty damn good. Dealing with literally from the furthest away 3 inches of fragmentation, starburst, 3 inches of it. You look at it from the top, dealing with 3.5. So basically, call it even. 3 inches of solid round wound blast. Each one of these little sections in here is pretty ugly. You're going to deal with, let's see if I can get this right. You're going to deal with, going right to the end, I'll say 11.5 inches of penetration. 11.5 inches. HST and the USM work about equal. HST's driving further, but it's a 180 grain bullet versus air weight. What I like is the main body of the bullet ends up literally at your spine. So the 40 did a really nice job. Alright, so here's the 45 block. We'll do the HST side first. And keep in mind, the only reason we're shooting HST is because it's the most popular round. Federal just came out with commercial, and 80% of the departments I deal with shoot HST. Either that or shooting Spear. At some point, we'll blow up some gold dot. Alright, the HST basically started to expand 1/2 inch in. Gained about full expansion at about 2 inches in. Looks like it's done its full job and is really starting to reduce about 3 inches in. So basically, an inch after it goes in the skin, it turns into a beautiful little flower and starts spinning its way through your spine. We've got 13 inches of penetration. Actually, we've got 12.5 inches of penetration and 13 inches of bubble. Okay, an extra inch of bubble outside the back of the bullet. I really like the fact that the entire thing is encapsulated in what looks like one ginormous shockwave. Once again, guarantee you the bullet's intact. This one, the 40 tended to turn a little bit. I mean, turn sideways a little bit. The 45, it's just driving straight on till Christmas. No deviation, nothing, just straight on. Okay. The Liberty USM played a really interesting game. Came in, went in 3.5 inches, and started to come apart. Looks like it really started to frag. By the time it got 4.5 inches in, it started completely to frag. It blows up and creates basically a 4-inch wound channel, 4 inch in length. We measured this side to side and came up with, I think it was 3.5 inches in diameter of wound channel. From this fragment here, there's a fragment on the other side. Total penetration, 14 inches, okay? This is all you can ask for. All right, right here, there is some debate because after it was fired, a box mysteriously fell off the shelf. And this is an exit port. This is actually sticking out, a little hanging down. So a piece actually came out. Where it went, who the hell knows? So, I mean, you could extrapolate and add another 1/2 inch of travel. 14 is good enough. FBI says they want 12 to 16 or whatever the hell they want. 14 is good enough for me, even fat guys. Okay? What's really nice, like I say, is this wound channel. I'm going to flip this thing around so that you can maybe see. No. I'll flip this thing around and it's all going to fall down. You should be able to see it. Here. If we're still in frame. How about there? Okay. You've got a fragment here and a fragment here. This fragment is coming straight back at you. You hit this with a little bit of heat, a little fog, flip it over and you see it.
It's a tough town that demands talent, and talent can't be bought.
All right. So if you're looking at that, you're able to see this one comes in. There's a fragment here. There's a fragment up here. There's a fragment here. A fragment here. One trailed off, left, killed the box on the shelf. This is roughly half the bullet. This is roughly half of it. This is a quarter of it. So there's something missing. If this is, actually this isn't a piece, this is a bubble. This is one of the really cool feathers, all right? So anyway, that's the 45, this is the 45. Policing brass, I find this laying on the ground. This is the base of the 45. This is the base of the 45 bullet. This big ass monstrosity came out of, where the hell's the hole? Came out of here, okay? Flew across the room, hit something at an angle, bounced off, indeed hit the box, knocked it off the shelf, and landed on the floor. Basically a 3-corner bank shot.